A boy is flying a kite on a hill above Rio de Janeiro. The wind catches it. He chases it through the tall grass and then he stops. Two men are lying on the ground in front of him. They wear neat suits and white raincoats. Their faces are covered by masks made of lead. They are not moving. They have been dead for days. There is no blood, no wound, no sign that anyone hurt them. Just two men side by side staring up at the sky through metal. And a note, folded, waiting. It's August 20th, 1966. The place is Vintame Hill Morro do Vintame in Nitri, just across the bay from Rio de Janeiro. The name means Hill of the Small Coin. An ordinary place, tall grass, scrubland, a view of the city below. The kind of hill children climb without thinking. The boy who found them was named Jorge da Costa Alves. He was 18. He had come up the hill to fly his kite. What he found instead would never leave him. He ran, he told people. And eventually the police came, climbing the same slope, parting the same grass. What they discovered did not make sense. Two men lying neatly on their backs, both wearing formal suits, both wearing waterproof coats over the suits despite the heat, and over their faces masks cut from sheets of lead, the kind of metal used to block radiation. There were no signs of violence, no external injuries, no torn clothing, no struggle in the dirt around them. The bodies had been there long enough to decompose in the sun. Whatever happened to these men, it happened quietly. It happened without resistance. And it happened in a place where no one would think to look. The police began to search their pockets. That is when the case stopped being strange and became something else entirely. The two men were identified: Manuel Pereira de Cruz, age 32, and Miguel José Viana, age 34. Both were electronic technicians. Both lived in Campos dos Goitacazes, a town hours away. They were not strangers to each other. They worked together. They built things together, and on August 17th, 3 days before the boy found them, they had left home together with a plan. Miguel told his family he needed money to buy materials, a car, something for their work. He withdrew a significant sum before leaving. The two men boarded a bus to Nitre. Witnesses remembered them. A waitress at a bar recalled the pair buying a bottle of water and asking for the time. They seemed in a hurry. They seemed focused. They were last seen alive walking toward the hill, and here is the detail that resets everything. When investigators searched the bodies, they found no money. The cash Miguel had withdrawn was gone, but they were not robbed in any normal sense. Their watches were still on their wrists. Their identification was untouched. And then there was the note, a small spiral notebook, found near the bodies, containing a set of instructions written in Miguel's own hand. The words were simple. The meaning was not. Whatever these two men climbed that hill to do, they had written down exactly when they expected it to happen. Picture the page. Picture the handwriting, hurried but deliberate. The note read like a schedule. 16:30 be at the specified place. 18:30 swallow capsules after the effect protect metals await signal mask. Read it again. Swallow capsules, protect metals, await signal, mask. These were not the words of men out for a casual afternoon. This was a procedure. A set of steps, a sequence to be followed in a specific order at a specific time. They were waiting for something, a signal, and to receive it or to survive it, they believed they needed lead masks over their faces. Lead, the metal you use when you want to block something invisible, something that passes through ordinary matter, radiation, or perhaps, in their minds, something stranger. Investigators were left to wonder what the men thought was coming. What signal did they expect at 6:30 in the evening? Who or what was supposed to send it? And the capsules, what were they meant to swallow? When the autopsies were performed, the answers refused to arrive. The bodies were too decomposed to test reliably for poison. The internal organs offered no clear cause of death. There was no bullet, no blade, no strangulation. Two healthy men in their 30s had climbed a hill, prepared themselves with great care, lain down side by side, and simply stopped living. And the note told us only when, never why. The investigation widened. And witnesses came forward with fragments that did not fit together. A woman named Gracinda Barbosa Coutinho de Souza said she had seen something that night. She was passing near the hill with her children. She described an oval object in the sky, orange, glowing, emitting rays, hovering over Vintame Hill. She said it remained there for several minutes before moving on. She was not the only one. Others in Nitre reported strange lights in the sky during that period, glowing shapes. Unexplained illumination over the hill where the two men were later found. Skeptics dismissed it. Coincidence, they said, Imagination, the power of suggestion in a town now gripped by a sensational story. But the timing unsettled investigators. The note had spoken of waiting for a signal, of protecting themselves, of masks. And now witnesses described lights in the sky at the very place, in the very window of time. The police could not connect the dots, and they could not erase them either. Then came another twist. The men were known to be interested in spiritualism, in seances, in contacting forces beyond the visible world. People who knew them said they believed it was possible to make contact with something. That belief, combined with their technical skill, may have led them up that hill with capsules in their pockets and lead over their faces. But belief explains intention. It does not explain death. Every explanation has been offered, none has held. The first theory is simple. The men were defrauded, lured to the hill, poisoned, robbed of the money Miguel had withdrawn. The lead masks and the note were either part of their own delusion or a staged distraction. But if robbery was the motive, why leave the watches? Why leave the identification? The second theory leans into their beliefs. The men were attempting a spiritualist experiment. They swallowed something they believed would open a door. A drug, perhaps. The capsules killed them, and the masks were ritual equipment for whatever they thought they were summoning. The third theory is the one that refuses to die, that the men were participating in something connected to the lights in the sky, that they were waiting to make contact, that the masks were exactly what the note said, protection, and that whatever they were waiting for arrived. Brazilian investigators reopened the case more than once over the decades. Each time, the same wall, no conclusive cause of death. No suspect, no confession. The notebook remained. The masks remained, sitting in evidence, dull and grey and impossible to explain away. Two men prepared for something, two men died doing it, and not a single theory accounts for every fact at once. The truth, if it exists, is buried under the same grass where a boy once chased a kite. Return to the masks themselves. Hold the idea in your mind. These were not crude things. They were cut and shaped to fit the human face. Two men had made them, or had them made, with intention and effort. Lead is heavy. Lead is awkward. You do not wear it for comfort. You wear it for one reason, to block what cannot be blocked by ordinary means. In hospitals, lead aprons stop X-rays. In nuclear facilities, lead shields workers from radiation. The men were electronic technicians. They understood this. They knew exactly what lead does and what it stops. So when they made masks of it and placed them over their faces, they were protecting themselves from something they believed traveled like radiation. Something invisible. Something that could pass through skin and bone, but not through metal. The note said it plainly. Protect metals. Await signal. What did they think would be emitted? What did they believe would reach the hill at the moment of the signal? We will never hear their answer. Both men are gone. The only voice left is the notebook, and the notebook only tells us what they planned, not what they understood, not what they feared, not what they saw in the final moments before the masks came down over their eyes for the last time. Two men prepared for an invisible force, and then the invisible force, whatever it was, won. Decades have passed since August of 1966. The hill is still there. The bay still glitters below it. Children still climb it without knowing what was found in the grass. The official record remains open. No cause of death was ever established. No charges were ever filed. The money was never recovered, and the central question was never answered. Why? Over the years, the case drifted into legend. It became a touchstone for those who study the unexplained. The lead masks case. 2 words and 2 names that still surface whenever people gather to argue about what we cannot account for. Some insist it was a poisoning gone wrong, the men killed by their own contacts in a deal we cannot reconstruct. Some insist it was suicide cloaked in ritual. And some look at the note and the lights and the lead and arrive at a conclusion they cannot prove and cannot shake. Here is what is certain. 2 intelligent, capable men made a careful plan. They wrote it down. They traveled for hours. They climbed a hill at a precise time. They swallowed something. They covered their faces. And they died, waiting for a signal that the rest of the world never saw. The note ended without finishing the story. So has every investigation since. The masks are still grey, the grass still grows, and the hill still keeps its secret. 2 men, matching masks, a note that told us when but never why. Were they victims of a crime we still can't see, or did they find exactly what they climbed that hill to find? Tell me what you believe happened on Vintame Hill in the comments. Some cases close. This one only deepens. If the unexplained keeps you awake the way it keeps us searching, subscribe to the Obscura Files. There are darker doors still waiting to be opened.